I don't know if you can bend that little bar up any. No, I'd rather the two that are lowest down are too close. Yeah, that one needs to go up a bit. Once you start on something as large a project as this, there's just no end to it. Every gardener thinks about their garden that way. You know, it's always a work in progress. I'd say that's good. All of those parameters that I had read about in the gardening books, all the things that I was supposed to do, didn't really matter.
For a poet, I should know the names of everything, but part of me resists. I don't think the maple tree needs any fancying up. What it requires of me is to look at it very, very closely, to pay attention, to listen. Looking at these things gives me an impetus to try to capture them in language. But the tree is better than the poem.
This is a garden that you have to walk through in order to experience. You can't see it from any single point of view. Oh, look at that. Isn't that amazing when they just start to move and it dances? It's just like a whole chorus line of miscanthus. Love it. And it is the experience of being immersed in it that I think brings life to it. Oh, look at the sun when it comes out. It's just magnificent. I don't know that you could find anything more naturally beautiful than autumn in the eastern townships. It's like liquid sunshine everywhere. My grandparents lived on a farm in the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia. I loved visiting them because we would go out and we would simply explore what was there. Go beyond the limits that had been set by somebody else. Trees themselves replicate the human body. You've got limbs, you've got branches. You see it in prehistory at standing stones. They are like a human form, and they say, if you go that way, maybe it'll be safe, maybe because somebody else has gone there before. All of this has to do with the passing of time and the way in which we register that. It occurred to me that we could create a sundial. And that would actually be a physical representation of the passage of time. Each post has a different number of red lines painted on it, which mark the hours. I added this band. It's run on, there's no spaces between the words. And I did that very deliberately to make it really hard to read. And the reason to do that was to slow people down. We are in transit. We are en route through the land, through our lives, through every element. The most important things come when you stop and focus on being here now.
My late husband and I, everywhere we've lived, we've had a garden, and I have to give the credit to Patrick. He beautified the garden. We left it better than when we'd shown up.
You find the most interesting things in a pond. Now, what are these little critters? Look like slug babies.
We started building ponds. We called them reflecting pools. A lot of people don't understand how two writers could live together, but we managed to turn it into, a dance of creativity. Under the water, two turtles burrow into the muck, and no one thinks of them till spring. The pond, a faceless pocket watch, faintly ticking.
Oh, now she's coming up.
We've spent most of the hours when we could outside in one way or another, or have a notebook in the garden and start composing, creating. After I had taken a poem and maybe was in the third draft stage, I would show it to him and he'd make suggestions, and the same thing would happen. He'd show me a draft. The first garden series I wrote was around 1985, and I wrote a series called The Sex Lives of Vegetables.
These are like elegant Arabic commas.
If I died tomorrow, they're probably what I would be famous for. Patrick used to say, you wrote this whole series of poems and makes people laugh, and you wrote them about all the vegetables I planted. We both love the garden as a muse and an inspiration. Patrick was a crazy, passionate gardener. He just came alive when he was in the garden. And even when he became very ill, he was out here almost until his last days. Poetry, probably more than any other genre, is trying to get at the primal, at stuff that hasn't changed since the human species got up on two legs and started walking. Stuff that is eternal but ephemeral at the same time. And that's what a garden is all about. It shows you everything in a way that can be smelled and touched and visually appreciated. The seasons, of course, have become a cliched metaphor for stages in a human life, standing in for human emotion, for age, for an accumulation of loss. The stones around the pond hold something close to their chests, their heartbeats at rest so far apart, you miss the lub-dub, the yes, the no, the altogether, and come to believe there is nothing but stone inside a stone.
The past looms large. The weight of the past is far greater for any individual than the span of their life. I was really interested in showing the history of the land itself and of the people who had lived on it and had worked on it before me. We discovered this cache of broken china, which led to the creation of the China Terrace, which is the recreation of the old resort hotel that was here. One time I was walking through and I noticed this little bit of a remnant of a stone wall up here, and I went back and I asked my husband about it, and he said, oh yeah, we used to make maple syrup here. So I came back and I started looking, and I found all these bits and pieces from the old sugar camp. This old boiling pan, you could actually see it and imagine what it used to be like here. Remembering that, acknowledging it, honoring it, I think. Celebrating it. I love to see them silhouetted. You take inspiration from wherever you can find it, and somehow in developing the project, it becomes itself. I need to get back a little bit more to see what it looks like from back here. Well, that's too tall. That's too high. And somehow we need to change the top. Try down there near that. Yeah. That's not bad. That actually looks really quite good. Top needs to come just a fraction toward Jock. Yeah, that's better. And the lower it is, the more the perspective will be emphasized, so that's good. I look at the world and I look at the land and I see ways that I can leave my mark on it and that I am marked by it. So it continues to be a reciprocal relationship. Art is about the way the people looking at it see it and interact with it. It's the exchange that makes the art come alive. It's actually just sort of stuck there. But from this side, the light is amazing. I think that that's one of the reasons that I open the garden to the public from time to time, because you want to have a chance to share that story with a wider and wider audience.
I love it when the soil is replenished and you put your hand in it and you're putting your hand in a living thing. With its bacteria and fungi and all the things that make soil, give life. And it's even warm. It's got the warmth of a mammal. All that stuff is visceral and palpable, and I think it makes the writing, it makes the poetry visceral and palpable as well.
Her books have received numerous national awards, including the Governor General's Award for Poetry. She is reading from her latest poetry collection, After That. Please help me welcome Lorna Crozier.
I wrote it while my partner of 40 years, Patrick Lane, was still alive, but very ill. And this book is dedicated to the memory of Patrick. Walk naked and barefoot in the garden after dusk. Let the garter snake slide over your toes. Let the owl swallow you with her eyes. Let the night flowers sprinkle you with their listless pollen until you are invisible too. Recite the saddest poem you know. It has only one word, and it rhymes.
The Chinese have a lovely saying that writing is like being alive twice. When you go back and you look at the poem, or you look at the painting, or you look at the novel, you experience all the sensory richness of that moment by returning to it on the page, and you are alive again.
I envy the people who can see something and know exactly what needs to be. It's going to take me a lot of standing and looking and just walking around it to be sure. It's a big process. Needs to tip, yeah. That's better.
In terms of gardening, people are so afraid to fail.
Looks like it's going to slip off.
Failure is this enormously rich opportunity. If you haven't failed at something, it's because you haven't pushed yourself hard enough.
Fabulous.
Just to try something new. Ugh, that's when it becomes exciting.
Every garden has a story, and it's up to the person whose space it is to discover what that story is. And then tell it as best they can possibly tell it.
The garden is an amazing memory book. Every plant that's in here, every stone that's in the right place was touched by Patrick's hand. He wrote 4 books in this house with his eye on the garden. So I feel his presence all the time. Some of the poems in my new book are about stepping out into the garden in the dark and thinking, I hear his voice. And maybe he's announcing himself in the sound of the wind in the bamboo and the sound of the waterfall in the pond. The racket the ravens are making is maybe telling me to pay attention, and I'll hear what he has to say. And so it's become a nurturing place for me rather than a place of grief. I can go out and sit meditatively and either think of him or not. But feel that a life of value went on here. I can still feel his touch in a way when I just sit in a place that was so profoundly nurtured by him. I can feel that. That's the wonderful thing about a garden. It doesn't need language, it doesn't need words. It just turns its pages in the wind and we're brought back to a presence that we might forget were it not for that. We know that our time here is so brief and everything is temporary, from the beans that are growing in the garden to the rudbeckia that are starting to fade to the human body. Even if we live to ripe old age, we don't live long. So we better see what's here while we can. I think when you're writing poetry, you kind of develop a third eye that sees more wholly and sharply than these two do. And you develop a third ear too, that listens to the music that's in everything.